So, you have scored your first convention guest appearance. Congratulations. Convention guesting is so much fun. It can get you some local recognition, it can beef up your resume if you would like to do some guesting elsewhere, and you can even earn some money. I have been convention guesting for about 3 years now, and today I'm going to walk you through the basics of how to prepare for your very first convention guest appearance. First things first, I am not going to go into stuff like contracts or fees or researching the convention before you agree to an appearance. Just suffice it to say that you should make sure that everything is on the up and up and never agree to an appearance that you are not comfortable with. Now, let's get started. First, make sure you understand all of your responsibilities. Your first step should be communicating with the convention organizers and reading your contract or email chain or what have you, just to make sure you understand everything you're signing up for. It helps me to put together a little itinerary with all of my obligations for the weekend. So when you're expected to be there for setup in the vendor room, when the costume contest starts, when your panels are. This can help you stay on top of any prep that you might need to do, like putting together a PowerPoint for a panel, and it'll also help you choose costumes based on what kind of day you're going to have. If you have any questions or are confused about anything, it is best to clear it up ASAP. You don't want to be wandering into the convention on Friday afternoon not knowing what room your panel is in, or if you are going to have power at your table, or if you'll be provided with specifications for judging the costume contest. The more information you have up front, the easier it'll be for everyone during the actual convention. Second, invest in materials. You will be surprised by how much of an investment you need to make for your first convention. In order to have a nice, professional-looking table and merchandise to sell, you will at minimum need prints, merchandise, change, a mobile card reader unless you want to miss out on a ton of sales, and a table banner with your cosplay name and an eye-catching photo. You will probably also want business cards and maybe some frames or stands to hold up prints so that people can see them from afar. You will be surprised how empty a cosplayer's table can look if you don't put some effort into it. Third, work out your sales strategy. If you're going to be selling prints and merchandise, you need to have a system in place to price those items, communicate that price to shoppers, and take their money. You'll want to have somewhere to store your change, preferably something that locks or something that you can bring with you to panels or the bathroom, and you might consider getting some clear sleeves or envelopes so that buyers can protect their prints from bending. To price prints, you will want to take into account how much you paid for the actual print, but that is not the only thing you should take into account. You'll also want to think about how much you paid the photographer for the shoot or for print rights, how much money you invested in the costume, your hours of work, your years of experience. That is to say, even if you paid less than $2 for a print, that doesn't mean that you should sell it for $2. There's a lot more value to these besides just the cost of the paper and the ink. Most cosplayers that I know charge between $5 and $15 for 8x10 prints, and you may also consider offering other sizes. It might be a good idea to talk to some cosplayers who do sell prints to ask them for their experience with pricing and with which sizes are popular. For more information about selling prints, you can check out my other video, Intro to Selling Cosplay Prints. Fourth, practice for public speaking. If you don't have experience public speaking, or if you tend to get stage fright, it's a good idea to practice for panels, judging the costume contest, and Emceeing. The more practice you have, the more comfortable you'll feel in the moment. If you're doing a panel, you should put together notes or an outline ahead of time. When it comes to Emceeing or judging a cosplay contest, your involvement may vary depending on the convention. I've judged contests where I don't have to speak at all, and then I've judged contests where I have to announce each cosplayer, entertain the crowd, judge the contest, and announce the winners. If you're not comfortable with that kind of thing, just make sure to speak with the convention organizers about that beforehand. But just a personal tip, you're probably capable of more than you think. I encourage you to just take a risk and try it. Improvised public speaking is a life skill, especially for a cosplayer. Fifth, prepare for work. Okay, listen up because this part is really important. You are not a guest at a convention to have fun. I mean, you probably will have fun, but that is not your purpose. Your purpose is to work for the convention to provide entertainment for their attendees. This means you can't treat it like a for-fun con. You can't stay up until 4 a.m. the night before finishing your cosplay with hot glue. You can't get drunk at lunch. You can't forget to eat for an entire day, or whatever other crazy things we do when we're involved in con madness. You need to be friendly and engaging and on task at all times. You are, for all intents and purposes, at work. That means you should be prepared, you should take care of yourself with food and water and caffeine as necessary, and you should behave professionally at all times. Professionally doesn't have to mean boring. Obviously, cosplayers have a different interpretation of professional than someone at, say, an insurance conference, but you are representing the convention. If your idea of being a cosplay guest is acting like a diva, hiding in the green room, texting your friends from behind your table, arriving late, taking off early, then you might as well just decline the invitation. Not only are you making yourself look bad and ruining future opportunities for you, you're also making a bad name for the rest of us. You have been hired for a job, so act like it. If I had to boil down convention guest prep into one basic tip, it would just be that it's better to be over-informed and over-prepared than the alternative. Make sure you have a clear line of communication with your point of contact, and mostly just don't panic. If this anxious introvert can do it, then so can you. Good luck with your convention. If you are looking for more tips about professional cosplay, I have some other videos about such things, and you should look at them. And also subscribe to me, which I'll put like in this corner-ish. Yep.